Hey, I'm Ken Carson with Xybix. I'm one of the owners here, and today I'm going to talk to you about ergonomics. Ergonomics is what we really started with at Xybix. So when we started the company, it's a family business. We started in 1991. My dad came from a construction background, and in the construction background, they always wanted to have specifications and proof of performance. So when we started designing our own desk way back then, we looked around and there was no standards for height adjustability. So we went to Colorado State University and met with a professor up there, and he had a degree in ergonomics. He actually did design for inside of the lunar module and helped out with that. So he gave us some key performance specifications that we need to find when we create our own desk. So as we were creating it, we found out we need to go from the 5th percentile female up to the 95th percentile male. So that's basically about 410 all the way up to the 6'2", 6'3" range. Okay, so now there is an ergonomic standard out there. It's the ANSI HFES 100-2007. American National Standards Institute, and then the Human Factors and Ergonomics Society actually came up with it. But it's 2007, so it's over about 12 years old, 13 years old now. But we do have a standard, and in that standard there's 6 performance specifications that Xybix meets, and I'm going to walk you through these. So one of the starting points was keyboard surface height, okay? And what's important there is that you get down low enough for that 5th percentile female, and that's hard to do in the design and construction of it. In our original desk, we actually got a patent on that lift column. So now what we're trying to do is shoot for a height that gets down to 22 inches from the floor and then all the way up to 46, and we can even go a little higher up to 48 inches from the floor. Okay, so over here I'm just going to run this down to the 22 inches from the floor so you can get an idea how low that is. Okay, so this is down to 22 inches from the floor, and I know it looks like it's really short, but this is the right height for somebody who's in that 410 range. So it doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman, this will fit them. Very important you get it this low because you can meet that 5th percentile person. Okay, so now I'm going to run this all the way up and to the 95th percentile male portion, which is a 6'2", 6'3". A little bit taller than me, I'm only 5'11", but I am taller than my brother, so that's what matters. Okay, so now we're all the way up for that 95th percentile male, which is a 6'2", 6'3" range, so they can stand here and work at the station in the proper position. As you can see, for me, it's a little too high, but that's okay. This is set up for people that are a little bit taller than I am. Next, we're going to talk about the monitor surface, which is also where it is in relativity to your eyes, okay? You want to have it at a 20-degree downward angle. What I'm talking about is the monitor, so we'll show you that next here. Okay, so the monitor surface, we're looking at the exact same height range, but for a little bit different reason. All right, so what I'm going to do is lower this down, and it's also going to go down to 22 inches. And like I said before, when you're standing there, your eyes automatically drop down about 20 to 15 degrees from straight out, okay? And that's what humans are designed to do. When we've been walking through forest trails for years, we can see where we're going, and that's where our eyes go automatically when we're walking. So I'm going to lower this down to 22 inches, just like the keyboard surface. And once again, this is important to fit your 5th percentile females, so the monitors aren't too high and you're doing that thing where they're having to look up all the time. That's not good. Now, obviously, we'll go up also to 48 inches, which is plenty high for the 95th percentile male user at the station. In fact, it's a little too high, but it'll go high enough for them. Okay, so what's important here also is with our Xybix dual surface station, I can get these monitors lower than the keyboard surface for most people. And why that's important nowadays, as you can see here, just about everybody has a dual stack of monitors. And so what we're trying to do is get the monitors back to that angle from the eyes, but we're trying to get a happy medium between the two. Once again, we want to minimize people having to look up at their monitors all the time. So this is important. With the dual surface, you get better ergonomics. So another portion of the ANSI HFES 100-2007 is focal depth adjustment. And what that is everyone's going to have just a little bit of difference of where they want these monitors lined up. Some people have glasses, some don't. It's always good to get glasses ground just for working on your screens, but not a lot of people do that. So we give them the ability to adjust it where they want. Now our roller vision can come all the way forward here, and then it goes back 10 inches, which is the requirement in the ANSI HFES. So this is going to go back 10 inches. Now what's unique about this is we can move all the monitors at once. We don't have to move them individually one at a time, so we can move them back and forth as you see here. And then also it can handle a lot of weight because it runs on rollerblade wheels, thus the name Roller Vision. Okay, next is your monitor orientation. And what that means is with a curved cockpit like we have here, each monitor is going to be very close in the same inches from my eyeballs, okay? So if I stand here and reach out, I can touch this monitor with my right hand, I can touch this monitor with my right hand, they're the same distance. And this monitor, I broke my elbow, so it's not as long as my other arm, but if I stretch it out a little bit, it works. So you can get an idea how that works. So you don't have additional focal depth with your eyes looking at one monitor that's closer than another, because that leads to just tired eyes over time, and that's something we want to try to avoid. That's part of ergonomics. Number 5 here is primary reach zone, and what that is when I've got my elbows here in this kind of natural position, this is my primary reach zone, what I've got going on here. And I want to have my keyboard and my mouse there, and I want to have it wrapping around me. People move in curves, they don't move in straight lines. That's the big advantage of having a curved workstation here, is you can get everything in the primary reach zone. You don't want stuff up here in your secondary reach zone. If you're having to touch it a lot, that's bad for your arm. So primary reach zone, that's the way to go. Number 6 here is leg space, and this is very important also. We all know during the day, sometimes you're upright working, and then other times you've got some time to burn and you're just waiting and you need some room to stretch out. With our Xybix stations, you got plenty of room underneath to be able to do that. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you learned the importance of ergonomics and why we care so much about it. If you want to learn more, feel free to contact us. We're here to help you out.